Glad to be an overseas speaker at the Oracle Global Leaders Summit event in Europe. My name is Ta, and I'll speak about my company, Smart Corporation. So let me just tell you all a bit about myself. Um, I have been working on the analytics project for around 4 years, starting with the Cloud Gen 1 actually. I made a control room and then I used the algorithms to do market segmentation and targeted ads. I've made around 50 dashboards and then I went on to do the Smart Grid project. It's so I have been working with topping up kiosks for Smart Corporation. Now I work with digital electricity meters. I'll get on to this later if I have time. Okay, for Smart Corporation, we were founded around 12 years ago. We're based in Bangkok, Thailand, have around 300 employees, and we have around 120,000 vending machines. These vending machines are quite unique in Thailand. They actually allow people to top up their mobile phones, something that you may not have in Europe. I have to tell you the history that maybe like 10 years ago, 99% of people were using top up, and then most of them actually don't have credit cards and debit cards, and so they rely on cash. And so back then, topping up was quite tedious. You either need to find a convenience store or you need to find someone who has a ROM SIM card. Maybe you can imagine back, in the old days. I'm not sure. I come from different region of the world, but this machine has been made for that purpose, and we have more than 120,000 of the orange machine in the middle. Since then, we have expanded to be a banking agent and to offer topping up for other things like paying for games, utility bills, so on and so forth. And lastly, we went on to make vending machines for drinks and coffee. I want to give one example of how we use the OSC product. And we have a team called the Agent Service Team, and they support, as the name say, our agents. We have around 120 agents throughout the country. I think more like 100 throughout the countries. We have 77 provinces. And then these agents, they look after the machines. So the model is we are in like a franchisee relationship with the agents. They're not our employees, but the more they earn, the more we earn as well. We do a profit sharing scheme. The job of the agent is mainly to take the cash out of the machine and then put it in the bank and then transfer it to us so that we can pay back the telco companies, the banks, so on and so forth. As a side job, they also look after the machine in time of electricity outage or damage, or even the worst case, flooding or robbery. You have to imagine our machines, they are sometimes full of cash and they are stranded in very remote places like fishing villages. Some are on mountains, some are in remote villages, some are in front of 7-Eleven convenience stores. Basically, it's a very hard job to manage 120,000 machines, and that's why we sort of delegate the jobs to 100 agents instead of us running around the country fixing all the issues. And so we have a team to support them, around 40 people, 60 people, and I have improved the way they work by introducing this dashboard around three years ago. I initially made it with the Cloud Gen 1 product, and back then the OSC was called BI. It didn't look this good, and now I just saw the slides from Philip that it even looked better. And so, this is what I have at the moment. It's been turned on, and then it's been used 24/7. And it shows the number of machines that we have in the country. It's color coded to show which province has the highest number of machines that are out of service or offline. So these machines have SIM cards in them. They're basically IoTs. When something go wrong, when they are turned off for various reasons, they send back the information to the server, and we can track if we can track the status real time. And so we have all these 77 provinces here, and so the agent can actually focus on where the problem lies. Okay. I also did some machine learning work with the company, and this is one of the first cases that we did, which is trying to figure out who the customers of Line Corporation is. Line Corporation is a popular messaging app in Thailand. It's actually a Japanese company, but it's doing very well. And the way that they used to make money initially is to sell emoticons, something that may be unfamiliar to you, but Thai people would just use an app with emoticons and then cute stickers and so on and so forth. This thing costs around maybe like $1 to 2 or 3 USD. And Line Corporation, they actually have a customer base. Well, they're aiming for the mass market, and they have a large proportion of their customer base that are cash based. They don't have credit or debit card. And then that's why they come to us. And then at one point they have some marketing money to spend, and then they were saying how can we best utilize it. And we have more than 15 million customer base in our system who are using our machines actively. And they have asked us to do a model for them on who to target, who are likely to be their customers, because you can imagine not all the 15 million are going to buy emoticons like this, would you? Would you pay $1 for this? And then that's what we did. We did the classification model in the data miner, and then we have the results here to your right. And then we ended up having this rule saying the Line customer must be someone who has more than 6.5 transaction, use these many services, and then top up less than 55 Thai baht per month. And then we sent out SMS, and then we found that the conversion rates were 3 times higher than blindly blasting all the SMS messages to all of our customers. And then on the second revision, we also decided to try the Facebook audience, because we found that a lot of our customers are on Facebook, and that gives us even higher conversion. And then we had the idea from Lion. Then we, as a banking agent, we also have a few banks cooperating with us. And then there come a time when one bank wanted to be added to our service, and we as a good partner wants to do a good advertising for the banks, because the more people come to transfer money with us, the more commissions we get, and the more loyalty that we get for our machines. And here I built a flow chart to your right with Oracle Data Miner, and then we used the decision tree algorithm again, and then we targeted our customers on a rule based that we obtained from the classification model. We identify around 50,000, and then what is a good finding here is that I found that customers who belong to the group with confidence more than 0.9 has a much higher conversion rates compared to customers who belong to the group that has confidence around 0.5 to 0.6. So this is a good proof that we that the model is working for us, and that we should aim for the cream only, because that gives better ROI for our advertising budgets. And then I just want to show you that we have this architecture that our machines are linked to the on-prem database, and then the on-prem links to the ADW through using the Oracle Golden Gate cloud service, so that data is synced real time. That's how we get the agent service dashboard running real time. And then we also have the Oracle Data Miner and OAC. Okay, so this is roughly our architecture. Maybe so for here we actually needed to commission a Cloud Gen 1 database to run the data miner, because data miner doesn't run on ADW. Maybe this will change, and maybe OAC might one day replace Oracle Data Miner, which is the trend that I have seen from the past presentations. Okay, so we had a good experience. We're one of the first customers to switch from Cloud Gen 1 to Cloud Gen 2. Why not? Because we got a much higher speed. Our queries run to maybe like 100 times faster depending on how we write them. Data encryption is good as a banking agent. But keeping my eye on time here, I'll rush a bit. And then we have the auto scaling function, which allows us to save on CPU. Now we don't need to turn on the maximum all the time, like when we had the Cloud Gen 1. Okay, and I'm gonna go to the advantages of having the machine learning running in the cloud. When I finished my writing my view or my summary table in ADW, it automatically loads up uh, to the OSC and data miner, and then it's very easy to use, seamless integration. And what I would like to promote with the ML is that instead of providing good looking graphs so that your marketing team can look at, you're providing conclusions instead of providing pie charts, bar charts, and providing the mobile phone numbers that should be sent ads to, or that should be used to that should be used. So basically, instead of uh, providing graphs and providing conclusion, and that's why I think it's a very powerful tool. It allows me to be some sort of like a pseudo marketing manager by myself, and it's something that's data scientists can add value to the company very much. As a future plan, we aim to do some more complex use cases, clustering, unsupervised machine learning, something that we haven't really tried out. Then we will continue to do to match out the customer journey because of digital disruption, we become a winner and loser at different points in time. Like now, we're very good partners to banks who are being heavily disrupted, and then they need to close their bank branches, and then we might add some more functionalities to the machine. So right now we accept ID card verified payments for buying SIM cards, and maybe in the future we might be able to do more. And one day we hope to dispense cash as well as taking them in. So we're gonna turn ourselves into some sort of a pseudo ATM machine with 120,000 machines and much lower overheads. So that's all I have today.